A lot of my clients right now are telling me that they need help with stress and anxiety first waking up in the morning. So they're waking up and then just getting hit with fear, stress, and anxiety. And there's actually a really cool reason why this is happening. And it's actually healthy for us if you learn how to change that from negative to positive.
Hey fam, welcome back. We are in Glow Talk Studio here. I have a very special guest, Lisa Lopez with Living Life Purple. She is the founder and CEO of Living Life Purple and Living Life Purple Foundation. So I'm just so thankful to have you here. I know we're going to be talking a lot today. We are going to be touching on anxiety in teenagers and adults. And I think this message is going to really help to hit home across many different types and groups of people. So I'm so excited to share. And Lisa, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me. It's like a dream, actually, to be now on podcasts. I thought about this like a year ago. It's happening now.
Wow.
So I'm very excited and just thank you so much.
Oh, you're a blessing to me. So I'm getting chills. And here you are manifesting your dreams. Yeah. And I love being a part of that. So, let's start. You know, I have personally experienced anxiety, but I didn't really know how to kind of quantify or to see that that's what I was going through. And most notably was after I lost Rudy, was when I felt it the most. And I started feeling it in my body, where it was like really showing up in my body. So you're the expert here. I would love to just talk a little bit about, you know, how it is that we're seeing anxiety appear in our lives and in our bodies and minds.
And right now, like, on an increase, right?
Yeah.
So it's definitely like increasing in our society and in our culture. And I really like being able to speak into the reasons why. And more importantly, that it's okay and that there's nothing wrong with you.
Oh, yeah. That's such a tough one, right? And especially when we're talking about even seeing anxiety in our teens and younger population.
Yeah. And my son, who's now 30, started dealing with depression at the age of 12.
Okay.
So I have gone so many years working with him and just being his support system and his best friend through this all. So I really understand what parents are dealing with now.
Is this how you came up with your foundation and your work? So let's touch on that a little.
Yeah, it actually makes me pretty emotional. Yes. So I have had my private practice called Living Life Purple. I started doing retreats like in Malibu. I'm originally from California. And so I started doing workshops and retreats, and I built my private practice over in the Santa Monica Mountains. And it was great. And also I saw the need for people who wanted the work and couldn't afford the work. So that was the inspiration many years later to do the foundation, because a lot of this type of work, holistic healing and wellness, isn't covered by traditional insurance, which I am on a mission to change. That is also my life dream, is to get some of these more holistic practices covered by insurance. But for right now, it's not. And so building the foundation up is what I use to give people scholarships who cannot afford this work. And so now we're publicly launching. It's been 3 years since I started it, but I feel like I was in the baby beginning phases of it. And now it's actually out in the world functioning and now starting to thrive. So I'm super excited about it. But yes, about 3.5, 4 years ago, my son called me. And you know how, as a mom, you always pick up your kid's phone call. It's like whatever you're doing, you pick it up. So I was doing something, but of course I picked it up. And he says, "Mom, can you talk?" And I said, "Yes, absolutely." And he goes, "I'm really upset." And I said, "Okay." And so I have this practice with him where I just let him clear. So I just create a super safe space. And he goes, "Can I clear with you?" And I'm like, "Sure." And so I just listened to him. And it was the Texas shooting that had happened. And he said, I'm really triggered and I'm really sad and I'm really upset. And I just let him talk, and he cried. And then after I said, okay, is there anything else you want to say? I always make sure I let anybody who I'm working with say everything they can. I want to let them say whatever they need to say. And he said, well, I just feel like we need to do something. And I'm like, okay, what would you like to do? Do you have any ideas? And he said, well, I know you mostly work with adults, but I feel like we need to get this work into teenagers. He goes, because I understand why people are hurting themselves.
Yeah.
And he said, if I didn't have you and if I didn't know about this work, I could see myself going down that dark path.
And it's so many students these days.
Yeah.
It's tragic, honestly.
It is. And he said, I just don't think it has to be this way. So and he asked me this, he said, could we do your Plug Into Your Power program for teens? Because I was building it for adults.
Yeah. Women and men. You have 2 different programs as well.
Yes.
Okay. And now the teen program, but
yeah.
Yeah.
And then he said, I think we should do scholarships and I think we should get this into schools. And I think he just went off on this inspiration. And I said, yes. And I just said, yes. I'm like, okay, well, let's do the foundation. Will you help me with the application? Let's get it going.
And at that time he was in his early 20s?
27.
Okay.
26,
Was
27.
he living in Texas at the time?
No.
Okay.
No, he was living in California.
Okay.
But he just, it was on the news.
Yeah.
And he just he gets very triggered with death.
Well, I mean, and more school shootings and things like that.
Yeah.
Bullying, all of those are very real, things happening all around us.
Yes. And I dealt with that with him. He has, and I have full permission to talk about it because he says, Mom, if you telling our story is going to help other people, please tell it.
Yeah.
But, he came to me when he was 11 saying, I think I might be gay and I don't know what I am. And so I always created a very safe space for him to be confused and I said, you don't have to decide right now. And he said, well, I feel this way and I like doing these things and I don't feel like the other boys in my school. And so, I gave him a lot of room and support. And that, again, is a reason why he thought if more people out there could get the love, the support, the safe space, then maybe they wouldn't hurt themselves or hurt other people.
Right. Yeah, because we've all heard that hurt people, right?
Absolutely. That's also very natural.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were to observe what happens to you when you get upset or angry, there's some type of mirror outwardly effect that almost feels good.
Yeah, the projecting allows it to release almost from the body. But it can be very damaging to your relationships, right?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. With my son, I've always told him, you are allowed to feel all the colors of the rainbow, 100%. What you want to be careful of is not reacting and doing things.
Okay, right.
That's where you can start to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Is putting that outwardly and then affecting other people. So inwardly, totally fine to think and feel all the feelings in the world. It's actually really healthy.
Right.
But to act on them is a different story. And then that could basically rob your life if you one bad decision.
Yeah, that's right. Well, and going back to kind of the principle of, some of your program of just being aware, self-aware and knowing that when a way comes about you mentally, just to even just pinpoint it and be like, you know what, I'm naming the feeling or I'm naming what I'm feeling in my body, right? Yeah. Those are all really, key things in order to heal or let's say coach yourself or manage your emotions is to know what you're actually currently going through, right?
Yeah, and I like to think of the work that we do inside of self-love, self-care, and more importantly, self-soothing.
Yes.
Because if you could learn how to self-soothe yourself,
Mm-hmm.
then you can maneuver through lots of different spaces. So the tools and the techniques that I teach and that I introduce to people, whether it's working directly with me or in a group or online now, and you could go at your own pace, it's learning the self-soothing techniques.
Yeah.
And that's because if your friends aren't always going to be there, a counselor isn't always going to be there. And when you start having those anxiety feelings, you need to be able to learn how to self-soothe yourself because a lot of our life we go through alone.
That's right. And it's better in my mind that even for me as a parent to, approach raising my kids and look at this as like these are life practices that they are going to carry on for the rest of their lives. So the sooner they can learn this and be able to implement it for themselves, the better.
Right. And I mean, just to kind of go back, because your story is, it's heartfelt.
Yeah.
So going back to you and what you were dealing with, like it makes sense that something traumatic happened and change for most people, we don't respond well to change.
Yeah, or uncertainty.
Yes, and unpredictable things.
That's right.
So a trauma happened, something happened and you were left with a lot of pain.
Yeah.
And then the anxiety started happening. So you had to learn, how do I self-soothe myself?
Yeah, because even at that time, I was like, well, why am I feeling so anxious about the people around me, even my loved ones who have been there for my whole life? Like, I was like, are they really here to help? Or am I just now like having to constantly feeling like I had to protect myself or I didn't know who to trust or where to turn to?
Well, the interesting thing about pain, and we haven't spoken about this, but I'll share it. It might be interesting for you. But pain, whenever you're feeling physical pain, emotional or physical, it's putting you in a negative state. So it's activating more fear.
Yeah.
So then your thought process is, okay, like you're in a negative fear-based place, totally understandable. But then it changes the way you see people, the way you see the world.
That's right.
And then sometimes in those moments when you are grieving, you have to just give yourself time and understand, I'm in this space, I'm in pain, which means I'm naturally defaulting to more negative.
Yep. I did notice some of that along the way.
Yeah.
But I can only imagine, look at even what we're saying, like we're being hit with trauma and stress every day and at younger and younger ages. Yeah. So I just, going back to like waking up in the morning and just feeling like as soon as my conscious mind turned on, it's just the checklist of things, all the worries, all the if that, then. And I mean, I would just like work myself up into a panic and I was just already anxiety ridden the moment I woke up. I can only imagine. I went through that because of a trauma, right? And I'm sure there were other triggered items, maybe even from my childhood. Luckily, I feel, have a good like self-awareness practice enough that I could be like, okay, you're probably just breathe. Like all of this stuff is going to get done. And no, you don't have to go recreating the wheel or having to go around and be sending 1,000 emails and texts everywhere, to everyone. But I can only imagine like the adolescents, like my kids, teens everywhere, that they're waking up in that state and then not having the tools that they need.
Well, I think it's important to acknowledge that when you're sleeping, your body is healing and repairing, and it's going into your subconscious mind. So subconsciously, we're constantly storing more negative than positive. And that is to keep us alive. So imagine like the first time when you were little and they said, don't touch the fire, it's hot. But everybody touched it because you needed to discover it for yourself. Then you touched fire, you realized it hurt, and then it stores it in your head so that you never do it again.
Oh, got it.
Okay, so it's our body and our subconscious is storing all the negative to help us.
Yeah, like as a warning, like, okay, hey, Yeah.
We're
Okay.
storing all the things because our body is designed to keep us alive.
Right.
Constantly. That's its one job. Cells heal and repair.
Yep.
That's the way God designed us. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So it works inside of keeping us alive. It doesn't work with allowing us to feel peace and joy and good feelings. So
Right.
it's important
That's
to
not our
understand.
instinct.
Yeah, it's instinctual.
Right. That's right.
Right. And then at night, we're going into it.
Okay.
So it's important to understand there isn't anything wrong with you
Okay. Yeah.
because you're waking out of your subconscious mind. The subconscious is storing more negative, and through your sleep, you're processing. You're processing the day before. It's checking in any important information that it needs to store for you, primarily negative. That's why we as adults will remember our more negative experiences as children than positive. Like you have to reach for the positive.
Yes.
It's not just at the forefront. So this is part of why people are waking up in a negative state. And the beauty of being aware of it is that you could just not be thinking that it's supposed to be a different way.
Okay. Right. Just accepting.
Yes.
That this is my human body and this is what it's doing to try to help protect me.
Yeah.
But these are perhaps some outdated kind of things. Like we are, we live in a very, beautiful country and in a state where we're not currently fearing our lives necessarily, but
we're fearing our future.
yes.
Right now, we're in a particular time where a lot of things are uncertain.
That's right.
A lot of people are scared.
Yeah.
It's real. A lot of change for the last 5 years. It's been change after change after change. And our bodies don't do that well with it. So just understanding this as a human natural
Phenomena.
awareness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Of, okay, there's a lot of change in the world. There's concerns about the future.
So no wonder I feel this way.
Yeah.
And that's okay. It doesn't mean I'm less of a person or that I'm not going to be able to, handle my tasks and to-do lists. But it's okay. Like accepting that it's okay that I'm like this.
And love yourself through it. And understand, because I could wake up in a negative space every morning. Like people think I just am positive all the time. And I'm like, no, I just have a commitment to myself. So whether I wake up in the morning in a negative space, that could happen 5 days in a row. It could happen 10 days in a row. It could happen 1 day in a row. I don't know, right? I just wake up and I'm where I'm at.
Right.
And the difference is I don't care.
Right.
And I don't expect anything
you
different.
take like the emotional piece of the self-judgment and the self-criticism about it, of how you're feeling. You take that piece away.
Yeah, because I almost think of myself as like a machine. I'm like, oh, this is what my machine did.
Yeah, we all think of ourselves as robots if we could.
In
Right?
a sense, our part of our body is mechanical,
that's
though.
right.
So that's the subconscious mind. I'm sleeping. I don't have control. I left control of it when I fell asleep. So I wake up where I wake up. I don't have an expectation. I don't have a judgment. What I do is I get into action very quickly around my first number one job is to get into a positive place. So if I wake up more on the positive side, great, I have less work to do. If I wake up more on the negative side and the anxiety and stress is there, okay, no problem. I'm still going to do the same work.
Right.
And they're easy to apply.
Yeah.
And they're fun to do.
So like step one, if we're talking about waking up in that mind state, we're loving ourselves and just understanding that this is just a state of our being as a whole, machine. And then being like, okay, now I just need to spend a little extra time trying to get my mind to focus and be in a better mental state.
Well, the first thing I 100% recommend, and I practice this every morning before I even get out of bed, is my breath work.
Okay.
Yeah, and I do a 4-count breath work. I'm not sure if...
Is that called box breathing?
Yes.
I've heard. Okay.
Yes, it's called box breathing. Super easy, so powerful, science-backed around what it's doing and how it's resetting your neural pathways and regulating your nervous system. So right away, first thing in the morning, what you want to do is take take the reins.
Okay.
So like, have you ridden horses?
I haven't. Well, a couple of times.
Okay.
But...
Well, it's just like if you're riding a horse or if you're driving a car, right? You wake up and imagine you're in the passenger seat instead of the driver's seat.
Okay. Oh.
So
I see where you're going.
Yeah,
Then you like get in the driver's seat, turn that baby on, and let's go.
Yeah, because who's in charge of your body?
Yeah, you are.
Right. But you wake up in the passenger seat because you're like, I'm going to let my subconscious take over because I have to rest.
Got it. Okay.
So awareness checks out. You're in the passenger. But when you get up, then you have to move yourself.
Yeah. Taking action.
Yes.
Like I call this inspired action. So even when I don't feel it, even I will like, for instance, say affirmations to myself. And maybe when I'm saying it out loud or to myself, I don't actually believe it. But I do feel that my mind and my cells over time, maybe it's an hour, like you said, or 2 hours.
Yeah.
That eventually like I can kind of like jump over the little hump, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah. And it's not about, because see, a lot of times people think we're supposed to feel first and then think later.
Okay.
It doesn't work that way.
Right.
So it's thinking first, feeling later.
So hence a practice perhaps of the positive affirmations.
Yeah.
And the breath work helps in that, right? We were talking about breathing. And for me, I do connect with, I feel, my Holy Spirit, and I connect with God that way. So I do feel that when I'm breathing in, I'm asking God to just come in and take over my cells. And when I breathe out is to cleanse and expel anything that I no longer need. And yes, it's not like a light switch goes on and then I'm like, oh, I'm okay. No.
Yeah.
But I do find that the breath work really does come in hand, and having some visualizations.
Yeah.
So walk me through, for our, listeners, the box breathing.
So what you do is you breathe in on a 4 count.
Okay.
And then you hold your breath for 4 counts. And then you exhale for 4 counts. Then you hold again for 4 counts.
Okay.
That last one is going to be the one that feels awkward for people.
Okay.
And then you breathe in again. So you do it in a box rhythm.
Right. Because I've heard of the 4, 7, 8. And
Yeah.
I use that, but I like this.
Well, just if you're getting started, do the 4.
Okay.
The other one is it takes work.
Yeah.
You'll see when you do it that it's not as easy as you think.
Right.
And it feels a little awkward. But what it's actually doing is it's putting yourself in the driver's seat. So it's saying to the brain and the body, I'm in control. I want you to do what I want you to do. That's key, so that you're right away communicating with your body and your nervous system. I am in control. It's time for me to be in control. It's time for you to listen. Wow. So that's step 1, which is what
so powerful.
It really is. It like super excites me because I'm like, what it actually is communicating to your body is so powerful for the rest of the day.
Right.
For the rest of the day. And then the other thing that's happening is you're getting oxygen to your brain and you're learning commitment discipline.
Okay, I like that. Commitment discipline.
Yeah, so you're getting to practice that right away, which is going to naturally make you feel proud of yourself. That's a super good thing to feel first thing in the morning, because you're like, I did something good for myself, and you feel it. When you do the box breath for a minute or 2, you feel the shift.
Yeah.
And then you feel proud of yourself for doing something that made you feel better.
So that's like one step on the self-actualization, ladder, right? Where then we can be incentivized to keep going to maybe tougher tasks.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're now you're shifting into a more positive vibration. And getting yourself in a powerful place versus waking up and literally we could start getting irritated with our sheets. Yeah. It's just like, I have to make my bed and I have to do this. It's like, well,
heaven forbid someone yells mom.
Yeah. And so just doing these small things, but that communicate a lot to not only yourself, but your heart, your mind. And then the last part, which you touched on earlier that I love, is bringing spirituality and God in.
Yeah.
And our breath is connected to our life. It's the quickest way to take us out.
And energize the cells.
The quickest thing that would keep us alive. Like you're born and you breathe.
Right.
And so that is part of the spiritual God energy that you're bringing in and giving you power. Like use that power.
Yeah.
Use it. And it does actually work. And then with every breath that you're taking, what it's communicating to your body, your nervous system, is that I am safe.
Right.
Because when you get stressed and nervous, we tend to hold our breath. That starts signaling threat and survival. So as you're bringing in good breathing techniques, what you're actually communicating to your nervous system is, I am safe. That is so powerful.
Yeah. And some of these like phrases, when you first say them, like I had mentioned, like you may not believe it right away, like you're saying it, but then it's just like, really? But this and that. Well, guess what? If you just keep that mantra, like, and finding new mantras that you can just easily kind of grab, you know, at the times that you notice your mind's going off one side, you know, negative.
Yeah.
Trying to rewire the habit of not keep going down that pigeonhole, right? But then let's institute something new to help like reprogram and rewire that bad habit, let's say. And that could be just come up with a mantra. Find one mantra. I am safe. I am protected.
I am loved.
I am loved. I am whole.
All of it is good. And the main part of it is to keep saying it and repeating it.
Yeah.
Who cares if you feel it? That's not the point.
Right.
Because
it's the mind first.
Yeah, because you're creating repetition. You need time and repetition for your neural pathways. Because what you're trying to do is your brain is going to default to negative. And then if you think I'm not good enough, I'm ugly, I'm not a good mom, I'm like whatever the negative thought is, if you think about how many times are you thinking that thought over and over, and it's sometimes, and that's what can cause anxiety. Because it feels like the thought is just holding on. It's like a vicious cycle. And you're like, oh my gosh, I can't stop thinking. Like, shut up. You want your brain to be quiet.
I did one exercise where as soon as I would have one of those, you know, negative thoughts, and I would just write them down. And then next to it, I would write like an equally opposite thought or mantra.
Yeah.
And I mean, lo and behold, like by actually writing it down and kind of side by side like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, spend 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you know, and again, this is like the dedication of the practice and making a commitment to the self and your own mind. I found that I actually was able to turn some of that around.
You totally are. It just takes time and commitment and effort, because the amount of time you spend on the negative, just think, I have to spend that much time on the positive, and it's not going to just naturally happen that way. And so some of the work I'm doing with kids as young as 10 is doing journaling, writing down their negative thoughts, writing down their positive thoughts, handwriting it. I'm like, you have to handwrite it and then take a picture of it and then send it to me and then practice it and practice and practice. So I'm working on getting young people to invest their time in their mental and emotional health.
It's just so important. And look, guys, like these practices are meant for all ages. Like you're not too young or too old to start this and to really start feeling some joyfulness and some different kind of presence in your body and in your mind.
I think the main thing is letting people out there know that your body's naturally defaulting to negative. It's doing it to help you stay alive. So good, great job. And it's up to us to counter and create balance and habits to help us feel peaceful, happy, manage the stress, manage the anxiety. It's just something to master throughout your life. And the earlier you can start practicing, I mean, I'm just excited because I think if I can start, not just me, but many, many people out in the world are investing in younger people. mental health and wellness.
Yes.
And I'm like, if we're getting to these young people at like 10 and 9, imagine what they're going to be able to do in their 20s.
I know.
And they're not going to have to work through all the same trauma healing
and
that we did.
Yeah, and we don't have to go into all of it, but this is part of changing the generational, patterns that have been built that maybe are no longer, helpful for us. So if we can teach our kids, they can teach their kids and so on. Like, I think it really can have a really fantastic domino effect in all the right ways.
I agree.
So now let's go back to, okay, I've gotten up, I'm in the driver's seat, I'm doing my box breathing.
Yes.
I've, thought about my, let's say my intentions for the day or my affirmations. Like, what could I do next? Because sometimes like that's not enough, know?
Well, I would check in to see if
physical stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
So we have a daily awareness check-in sheet. And if you go to livinglifepurplefoundation.org, it's a free wellness gift. Once you sign up, you get it automatically. And what it is it has you check in on your daily basic needs. Are your daily basic needs being met? For example, are you getting enough sleep? Yes, no. Are you dehydrated? Yes, no. Are you eating nutritious and healthy food? Yes, no. Did you get enough physical exercise the day before? So it has like 5 or 6 basic need check-ins to ask yourself. Because if you are out of alignment with your basic needs, then it's putting your body into survival mode. That could start triggering the anxiety and the stress without even knowing it, because it's saying, hey, I'm not getting, your body's like communicating, trying to get your attention in a good way.
Right.
So when your anxiety starts kicking up, it's an opportunity to see, what is my body telling me? It's telling you something.
Not just like accepting like, oh, this is happening, of actually like taking a moment and like asking the question.
Yeah. What do I need? Why is it off balance? Because something's off balance here.
Yeah.
What do I need to give my body that it needs? And don't underestimate joy.
Oh, right. Yeah. So like, okay, let's say I've determined I'm dehydrated. Let me go get some water. I'm going to continue on getting ready for the day and still say my affirmations. Yeah. But there might be this added layer that we kind of, I don't know, take ourselves too seriously sometimes.
Yeah.
And we just get bogged down in the day-to-day. We need these injections of joy, right?
Yeah, I think it's like, it's, and I get it in young people. I think that they're here to help the world be a better place. I really, really do. And they're coming in with such high emotional intelligence and sensitivities, which is a great, great thing. And they care about our world. And I think that the future is going to be so exciting to see what our young people do. And because of that big heart, they're maybe could take things so seriously, right? And it's like, there is a balance, and it is possible to deeply care about the world. And I am 100% vested in my whole life as being of service to our world, to people, to humanity. Yeah. And I also give myself permission to be happy. So you can
be
have
silly or be joyful. What did you say? Like
find your joy activity.
Yes, joy activities.
Yes.
And those don't have to, like, me, I love ballroom dance and, I love music and other things, but sometimes like that can even be just
too much. Like, it's a big thing. Like you're not going to go ballroom dancing every day, right?
That's right.
So it's like bringing in the daily joy.
Okay.
And there's something to be said around like people thinking that joy and giving yourself permission to do something fun for yourself is selfish.
Right.
It's not.
Okay.
And it makes you a better friend. It makes you a better person to be around. It makes you more powerful in the world. It makes you more inspiring.
Yeah, right. Or inspired.
Yeah.
When I'm in my joyful moments and in the times like, okay, let's just say like, could be something simple like just throwing the ball for Hazel in the backyard for a few minutes and being out in the sun.
Yeah.
Or like getting fresh air or, I like to read sometimes,
Yeah.
just where I can just sit for 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be a big, huge thing.
Yes. Yeah. Just 10 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes is all we need to input. We're inputting something that's going to elevate our energy, something that's going to make us feel good. And in a world right now where there's a lot of negative things coming in and we have natural human responses, you're getting more feeling bad.
Yeah.
At times,
Yes.
than feeling good.
Yeah.
And so you want to bring in the feeling good on purpose.
Right.
So that could be, you said some great examples, but it'd be like asking the question, what makes you feel good? And then input that. Because that's the thing, like earlier we're talking logical.
Right.
But if you can input something that feels
like the physical
good,
aspect
that
to
takes
it.
over. And I do something like dance to Taylor Swift in the morning. I love her music. It also reminds me of a very happy time that I had with my son. We just talked about that.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, I remember we would listen to it and dance together. And it was always a fun, good experience for me. So it could be going out and playing with your doggy. It could be reading your favorite book. It could be sitting down and drinking coffee.
Yeah, I was going to say, or like a lot of people have like a practice of preparing a cup of tea or something like that. I think those are really nice things that we can do and just take a few moments.
Yeah, I recommend 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
Because the other thing that it's communicating to your body, which is really important, is that you do deserve to come first. And filling up your tank so that you can give out to everybody else. So it's reprogramming that into your nervous system as well will kind of slow you down naturally and say, I have all day.
Yeah.
Surely I could take 5 to 10 minutes for myself.
Right. Yeah. No, that's so important.
It is.
We don't really, even though these things for someone who, let's say, is kind of really caught up in a bad cycle right now, it might seem like they're just, it's too good to be true, or yeah, sure, I'm going to do that for 5 minutes and it's not going to relieve my stress and I'm still going to have all my worries waiting for me. But if we practice it and make the commitment, I've found a lot of, healing and transition into a better state of mind through using these simple techniques.
Yeah. And to that point in that time, process your anger then. Go to a journal, get it out. It's okay.
Yeah.
Acknowledge it, clear it, address it. Yeah. Or you can pray.
Yeah.
If you're somebody who has a faith or spirituality practice, the best thing to do is to go into that space first thing in the morning. And you'd be surprised how much power it gives you for the rest of your day.
Yeah. Yeah. Really, it helps me to just remember why I'm here.
Yeah.
In every moment and with every person that I come across throughout the day, even if it's just opening a door for a stranger, like that presence and peace and power that you cultivate in the morning, it will translate to the others that you come across later in the day.
Yeah. It's like that being aware, but if you don't take time to get aware, then how are you going to if you don't take time?
Also the practice of getting back to that space because, hey, later in the day, I could have some super stressful or mean person say something to me. And for the moments I might be, willing to go back down that negative, mindset pathway. But if we start and we really are cultivating a practice and a commitment, we can kind of bounce out of those situations, I think, even a little easier.
Easier, faster, more motivation. Like, I'm not going to let this person take away what I just, got myself into.
Yeah.
So you could be more protective of your peace.
Yeah.
So those are some of the things. And I think that if you can, the main thing is doing them.
Yeah.
So just take the first part of your day to practice this. And even to your point, even in for some listeners who are so far away from joy, and I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Then just take that time to be wherever you're at, but just take that time. Yeah. And then it will start to move and move and move through you. But it is the commitment every day to give yourself a little bit of time because you deserve it. It's your life.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So, Lisa, tell us, where can our listeners and viewers find you? I know you have some really successful and amazing online opportunities.
So we have Plug Into Your Power online course, which is now for teens and for adult women and men. And I teach women's groups. So it's a group of women that come together. We create an amazing healing space. So that's one program that I have that I love. And then we have some teen wellness studios that we're doing this summer.
Okay. Wow.
We're also doing preteens. So from 9 to 12, we have a wellness studio for them. And then we have teens, and we're doing a wellness studio for them in the summer. So there's opportunity for in-person and online, so it could be inclusive. And yeah, and then if we do offer one-on-one coaching for people as well. So I do a lot of my private practice. The other wellness coaches in the organization also do one-on-one as well. But we're just out on the ground now teaching and sharing. And for people who want to maybe do something with their teenager, then I would highly recommend doing Plug Into Your Power with your teen.
Okay, together.
Yes, because, it's not just here's something for you to do, do it to help you deal with stress. I mean, when you can be learning with your teen and start understanding the techniques and speak the same language and go through healing together, that's really going to break the generational trauma.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's just so amazing.
Yeah.
I'm just so thankful to have you here sharing all this amazing information and content with my viewers. I know they are going to all benefit from implementing even just the box breathing, for instance.
Yeah. And if they want to get the videos that we have and the information on anything that we discussed, go to livinglifepurplefoundation.org, text us, email us. We'll get you the content. If any of this was like, I want more information about that, just reach out to us and we'll get it to you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks again. And thank you for watching. I am thrilled to once again be here, season 2 at Glow Talks podcast. Please like, share, subscribe. We're on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And listen, guys, I hope you have a blessed day and a blessed week. I can't wait to bring you more amazing content like this. So stay tuned and have a wonderful week.